I think one of the things that happens with people who've lost a job is um, we restrict ourselves, and again, it's all about believing that we do have skills that are within us. And I think a lot of times we put up our own barriers or roadblocks, and we make excuses like, I'm too old, who's going to want to hire me? I don't have expertise in computer skills, I don't know how to run a Word program, um, I don't I can't do physical work like I used to do. Whatever your excuse is, it is simply an excuse. If you really want to do something, you either need to figure out what skills you do have and what you don't have, and be willing to move outside of your comfort zone. You have to be willing to take that computer class, or meet with the workforce center, do mock interviews, work with a spouse, work with children, have them coach you and talk with you. Age really isn't a factor. I mean, again, if we were solely looking at age, none of us would be employed after 50, because we certainly wouldn't have anything to offer then if age is the magic number. And I think we oftentimes are our own worst enemy. We wallow around in our sorrow and depression and sadness and hurt and grief. It's truly a grief process when we lose a job, no matter how long we've been there. If it wasn't our choice, there's a lot of those feelings, and you have to go through a process of, yeah, this is terrible, this really sucks, but what am I going to do to move my life forward? Nobody's going to do it for you. It's up to you, and it's up to me. And I too have been there and been forced to make job changes when I really had no intention of doing anything different. I didn't want to make a job change, but it was a matter of, did I want to be employed, or did I want to continue in a pattern that was not getting me where I wanted to go? And I think sometimes you have to take that risk and reach beyond your comfort zone and move forward with your own life, and literally begin to think positively about yourself. If you don't like who you are and you don't feel you have anything to offer, then I, as an employer, am not going to see that either, because you're not going to make that clear to me. If you can get to the point that you believe, yeah, I do have something to offer, maybe I don't know how to use a computer. Okay, what am I going to do about it? I can take some classes, I can work with people at a workforce center, I can work with different job coaches and learn the skills that I don't have. And whether it's interviewing or computer or your own self thoughts, it can either limit you or it can move you forward. Hi, I'm Nancy Rock, and I too have had to make some job changes that I never really anticipated or expected. I was working as a counselor for the last 20 years of my life. 10 years of it, I had the privilege of working for the college in Wadena, and I loved the job. I loved working with the students. It was a challenge, and it was exciting to me, and frankly, I had no intention of leaving that position until one day when finally many of my coworkers were feeling some pretty severe angst about what was happening with programs that they were running and directing and had been doing for many years. And the next thing we know, that many of those programs were so by the time I realized that things were really going in a bad direction, I decided that if I wanted to have a steady income, I had better be looking and moving myself forward and being proactive in my own career life. And it was at that time that I decided to look around, see what was out there, and I really did it very half-heartedly. I didn't want to leave. I was very happy where I was at, and I had no intention of leaving. I was going to finish my career there. And so I kind of half-heartedly looked, and then as the year came to an end, about February, there were rumors again about more programs closing that year. And rumor was that it was going to be 4 or 5 programs. Then it was 5 or 6, and the numbers just never seemed to be clear as to how many were actually closing. Well, if programs are closing and they're cutting financial aid down to 1 day a week, and they're cutting the registrar by a quarter, that kind of led me to believe that there may be some changes in the student services area or the counseling area as well. So luckily, I was able to see some of that and did search for other jobs. I was able to locate a job at my present position, Lakewood Health System, and it was really difficult because I didn't want to leave, and coming up with a resume that could sell myself after 10 years of being employed at the same job was kind of a challenge too, because I hadn't stopped to think about, well, what skills do I have? And going from education to healthcare is quite a jump, and I had to rely on skills that I had learned very, very early in my career, in my college education, when I was in a nursing program, and I had to begin to rethink the terminology in the medical world and how to speak that language. And I think it was a real good learning curve for me, because I had to go back and look at what is it I can do, what do I need to give more skills to, what do I need to grow and develop, and how was I going to go about doing that? So I did. I put in the application and applied for the job, went to the interview, and thought, oh boy, I am really good at this. And thought, well, if I could do that over again, I would say this, or I would do that, or I would present in this fashion. And apparently it was enough to be able to get me the job that I now have. And it's been a good change. Even though I miss my past position very much, it was a really good change, and I'm glad I was able to look at it with open eyes, because that following year then, not 6 programs closed, but 12 more. So I was very lucky to be able to get into a position where I can use my skills, where I can learn new challenges, and be respected in a career that I didn't know if I could do or not. And I think that the most rewarding part was I work with wonderful people who truly respect what I do and the role that I play in that position, and I wouldn't have known that were actually an opportunity if I hadn't been able to face that challenge in my life. And no, it wasn't easy, it wasn't my choice, I didn't like it very much, but it's been a good choice for me, and it's been a very much of a growing experience, and one that I am very thankful that I've been able to have and build my career based on that.
When I look into your eyes, it's like watching the night sky or a beautiful sunrise. Oh, there's so much they hold, and just like them old stars, I see that you've come so far to be right where you are. How old is your soul? Well, I won't give up on us, even if the skies get rough. I'm giving you all my love. I'm still looking up. And when you're needing your space to do some navigating, I'll be here patiently waiting to see what you find. 'Cause even the stars, they burn. Some even fall to the earth. We got a lot to learn. God knows we're worth it. No, I won't give up. I don't want to be someone who walks away so easily. I'm here to stay and make the difference that I can make. Our differences, they do a lot to teach us how to use the tools and gifts we got here. We got a lot at stake. And in the end, you're still my friend. At least we did intend for us to work. We didn't break, we didn't burn. We had to learn how to bend without the world caving in. I had to learn what I got and what I'm not, and who I am. I won't give up on us, even if the skies get rough. I'm giving you all my love. I'm still looking up, I'm still looking up. Well, I won't give up on us. God knows I'm tough. He knows we got a lot to learn. God knows we're worth it. I won't give up on us, even if the skies get rough. I'm giving you all my love. I'm still looking up.